What's up guys, Chris here. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're gonna pick up a new project vehicle. Let's go get it. Yes.
How are you, sir?
Good, how are you? Alright guys, so I just picked up a new project truck, a 99 Tacoma 4-wheel drive, regular cab, manual transmission, black, and I've been looking for a while. I was casually looking for a couple weeks for either a pickup, like a Hilux pickup pre-95, and I was also looking for a Tacoma 95 to 04, the first gen. Started really looking last week and had a hard time finding one on Facebook. Finally decided to check Craigslist again, even though I was kind of avoiding them because I thought they were dying. But I found this truck. Basically, this is in Nashville. I used to live here in the Nashville area for probably 2 years. And so I flew out here today, Monday afternoon, and right now it's 11 p.m. Landed at like almost 10 p.m. Just picked it up, drove a little bit, and now I'm in this Target parking lot. Just drove a little bit away, pulled up into this parking lot just to give a good look over on the vehicle. I mean, I looked it over when the guy was there, and it's pretty rough. It's not in a shape of like, wow, that's a nice Tacoma. It's more like, well, it needs some work, and I'm okay with that. So I don't know, I mean, you guys tell me. I checked out the frame. The frame is good. There's only just rust on both sides of the door sills and on the bed a little bit. I didn't show it, but he had a little rope coming out for the passenger door. It doesn't open from outside. I tucked the rope in because while I'm driving, I didn't want anybody to just try to get into the car. But yeah, it's probably the craziest pickup I've done of a vehicle. Craziest purchase, because I'm just driving cross country, you know, to pick up this car. I mean, it looks like it's in pretty good shape. From the 30 minutes I've drove it so far, it's pretty good. I would expect there to be problems. I got a good deal on it, I think, for this model year 99 Tacoma with this condition of frame. It definitely needs new taillights, probably needs to do the door locks, actuators, handles, or whatever. Front bumper's pushed in a little bit, so I'm probably going to do an aftermarket bumper anyway, so I saw that in the picture already. I wasn't too concerned about that. I'll probably put on like an ARB or Warn or whatever bumpers they have for these. I'm still trying to learn a little bit more. I had two pickups in the past. I had an 88 Toyota pickup. I also had an 08 Toyota Tacoma regular cab also. I had to sell that because of when I bought my house, but here we are where I have space for a project. I cleaned up my garage this past weekend just to kind of give myself some more breathing room for finishing up the Supra, and more room for this. I've been getting rid of a lot of parts. You saw I got rid of my 7M, sold it to somebody, and now I'm kind of thinking, should I have kept that for this? Nah, 7M and a Tacoma, probably not. The 3RZ is pretty rock solid of an engine. I don't know if it can hold a lot of power on a turbo build or something, but it's a rock solid engine. Just NA, LC Engineering pretty much owns this market for, you know, Tacomas and pickups. Yeah, I'm just rambling. I'm just kind of talking about this purchase. Let me know what you guys think. Was this a good purchase from what you saw so far? So the reason I took this flight so late is because I work today and I work tomorrow too. So I talked to my boss and he was okay with me working remotely. I mean, I'm already working remotely, but remotely somewhere else Tuesday. So I'm gonna see if I should work from a hotel or work from a Starbucks, and then maybe drive a little bit on my lunch, work some more till 5, and then drive the rest of the way home. I don't know. I'm gonna try to drive as much as I can tonight. I didn't really sleep much last night, but I'm pretty wide awake right now. I'm pretty stoked about this. And let's just take you guys on this adventure so you can see what it's like driving a Tacoma across the country from Nashville to Dallas. Whew. Yeah. Let's go. I did not check the oil before grabbing it, but I'm gonna check it right now. Dipsticks right here. You guys probably won't be able to see it, but oh, it's hot. Oil's good. Oil level's good. Check it again in a little bit. I'm really hoping these tires don't fall out while I'm driving on the highway. That's kind of why I tried to stop at this Target, but they're closed because I wanted to see if I can get some ropes to hold those down with. I don't think they're gonna fly out, but I'd like to be sure. I'm not gonna try 4-wheel drive right now. I just don't want to risk messing something up. I mean, it either works or it doesn't, but right now it's working fine in 2-wheel drive, so I'm not gonna try it until I get home. Alright guys, we are back home and I got the truck parked next to the Super here. I think it looks pretty good. It's actually the end of the week. I came back in on Tuesday evening around 6 p.m. and there were no issues coming back, driving through rush hour traffic. It was good. I just haven't really done much since then. Actually, I did go try to get the vehicle inspected at my local shop the next day, but they said because the parking brake wasn't working, it wouldn't pass, so just get that fixed before coming back in. He didn't charge me or anything. Just kind of been trying to catch up at home and with work, so I haven't been really focused on working on any of the cars. The next thing I do want to work on is the Supra, because I already have a video going for it, so that's going to be my focus this weekend. So I'm just kind of, taking my time on the truck. I did order a couple parts for it though. Now before I dive deep into this build and before I close out this video, there are 3 things that I just wanted to talk about real quickly. The first thing is, you might be wondering, why did I get this truck? What is it for? Number 2, what are my immediate plans? And number 3, the frame. Gotta talk about it. So first thing, the truck. Why a truck? Like, Chris, aren't you into sports cars? You have a Supra, you have an FRS. Actually, a truck can be very useful. I actually had an 88 pickup and an 08 Tacoma I mentioned earlier in the video. They're just super helpful to have around, so I expect to really use this thing to haul stuff around. In my FRS, I've had to haul around wood for my fence, a 55-inch TV, an air compressor, and even this toolbox here. So having this truck would be immensely helpful and just more practical for that sort of thing. But actually, like, the main reason I got the truck was to have like just an off-road build. I'm trying to get more into like off-roading and stuff like that. I'm not really sure like to what extent, if it's gonna be hardcore rock crawling or like overlanding. I really don't know. That's gonna take some time to get to that point. So it's not gonna be a daily, it's not gonna be something that I'm gonna rely on to go to and from work or anything like that. If something happens, it's not a big deal. Now, number 2, my immediate plans. I already ordered some lights, a grill, and a new bumper. I wanted to put like an ARB bumper or something like really hardcore, but I was like, you know what, just for real cheap, let me just go ahead and get like an OEM looking bumper. I don't think it's actually OEM because I got it off eBay, but it looks like it's gonna work pretty well. The radiator support is pushed in a little bit, and it's like pushed into the AC, the condenser, so it's probably messed up the condenser. The radiator's fine, it didn't overheat at all during the whole trip. Other than that, no other immediate plans really. I don't really plan to spend too much money right off the bat. Just kind of, ease into it and see how much I'm willing to do. Okay, and the last thing I want to mention here is the frame. I'm probably going to catch a lot of flack from you guys about this because I'm almost second guess myself on this, and in fact I may be still second guessing myself. There's a lot to really think about and go over. These Tacomas, the first gens, and I think even the second gens, are prone to frame rust, and there's a whole big thing about it. You can just Google it, Tacoma frame rust. From the pictures he sent me and from when I looked at it when I was with the guy, everything looked good and it looked clean, and it actually, not trying to say like it's terrible because it is pretty clean, but what I didn't realize is that this frame was already repaired before. I don't know about replaced, if it's ever been replaced, but it has been repaired. So there's actually pieces of steel across, and I don't know if they just used steel like plates or if they actually used safety caps from autorust.com, which they actually sell a lot of frame repair parts. But it's been repaired a bunch around some pretty significant areas. It seems like there's still some rust building up in some of the points that are near the springs, and also like where the bed mounts onto it. I think have to kind of get a closer look. It's not exactly just ready to hit the trails, because if I put any type of load onto the back there, I mean anything significant, like I could probably just take this out tomorrow and just go pick up some stuff, because I had tires back there. If I was going to try to tow something, or if I was going to try to climb some rocks, I'd probably cause some problems. So that's the significance of the frame rust that's starting to build up. I'm just really not sure if I can add more safety caps, because there's already some stuff welded on there, if there's any pieces that need to be cut out. My plan in general, even without getting this truck, was to learn how to weld, start learning how to weld so I can start like welding parts for like my Supra. But now, you know, the frame and everything, I just don't know really how much work I'd be getting into, if it's worth getting into. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to be dailying this truck, just something to really mess around with, nothing to rely on. Just kind of at that point where I don't want to spend too much money on it because of just a lot to think about. So you guys tell me, what would you guys do? Is it worth saving this truck? I mean, everything under the hood is like freaking clean. It's got 350K, but the engine runs like a top. It might be worth it just for the content to rebuild this engine if it ever needs it. You know, mess around with maybe dual transfer case setup, maybe do the R swap, R150, or is it R150 or R151? I don't know. Maybe even some other engine swap too, you know, just to have a platform to mess around with, really is what it's for. So what do you guys think? Just tell me, am I crazy? Am I way in over my head? Should I just cut my ties here and move on, or should I keep going with this project? It's gonna be a slow build. If you guys want to see more of the truck, if you guys want to see more of the 1JZ swapped Supra, go and subscribe to my channel. We have a lot of things coming up this year now that it's starting to get cool out. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.